A capitonym is a word that changes its meaning when it is capitalized. The capitalization usually applies due to one form being a proper noun or eponym. It is a portmanteau of the word capital with the suffix onym. A capitonym is a form of homograph and, when the two forms are pronounced differently, also of heteronym. In situations where both words should be capitalized, there will be nothing to distinguish between them except the context in which they are used. Although some pairs, such as March and March, are completely unrelated, in other cases, such as August and Catholic, the capitalized form is a name that is etymologically related to the uncapitalized form. For example, August derives from the name of Imperator Augustus, who named himself after the word Augustus whence English August came. Likewise, both Catholic and Catholic derive from a Greek adjective meaning universal. Capital letters may be used to differentiate between a set of objects and a particular example of that object. For instance, in astronomical terminology, a distinction may be drawn between a moon, any natural satellite, and the moon, to be specific, the natural satellite of Earth. Likewise, sun with a capital may be used to emphasize that the sun of Earth is under discussion. In English, philosophical, religious, and political terms, a particular example of where capitonyms are prominent is in terminology relating to philosophy, religion, and politics. Capitalized words are often used to differentiate a philosophical concept from how the concept is referred to in everyday life, or to demonstrate respect for an entity or institution. It is common practice to capitalize the pronouns referring to the Abrahamic God and many versions of the Bible, such as the NKJV, therefore do so. In this tradition, possessive pronouns are also capitalized if one is quoting God. My and mine are capitalized, which should not be done when a human speaks. The pronouns you, your, and yours are also sometimes capitalized in reference to God. Words for transcendent ideas in the Platonic sense are often capitalized, especially when used in a religious context. Examples include good, beauty, truth, or the one. The word God is capitalized to God when referring to the single deity of monotheistic religions such as Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. Other distinctions made include church, and the liturgical Mass versus the physical Mass. As political parties are often named after philosophies, a capital letter is used to differentiate between a supporter of the philosophy and a supporter of the party. For instance, liberal, who are a supporter of any liberal party, and liberal, who are a supporter of the philosophy of liberalism. The Liberal Party of Australia and Liberal Party of Canada are not philosophically liberal. Thus, in these countries, adherents of liberalism are sometimes said to be small l liberals to differentiate. Similar examples are conservative, Democrat, libertarian, Republican, socialist, and a supporter of Labour. List of capitonyms in English. The following list includes only dictionary words. Personal names, place names, company names, names of publications, etc. are all excluded as too numerous to list. Adjectives distinct from place names are allowed. Pairs in which one word is simply a secondary meaning of the other, e.g., masonry, which is in essence a peculiar use of the word masonry, are omitted. Example in poetry. The following poem from Richard Ledras, The Word Circus, is an example of the use of capitonyms. Job's job in August. An August patriarch was reading an ad in Reading, Mass. Long-suffering Job secured a job to polish piles of Polish brass. Other languages. In other languages there are more or fewer of these pairs depending on that language's capitalization rules. For example, in German, where all nouns are capitalized, there are many pairs such as laut tilde lauter, morgen tilde morgen. In contrast, in Italian, as well as Spanish, very few words are capitalized, so there are extremely few, if any, such pairs. An example in Spanish is lima tilde lima fala lime.